Well, hello there. This is Raising the
Racing.
Cane.
Yay!
I thought it was I thought it was a King Charles III Power Hour. Okay.
Okay. Power hour. We're gonna do some praise.
Praise the monarchy.
Praise the monarchy.
You know, I had a dream last night about monarchy.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
Anarchy or monarchy?
monarchy, fool. Fool talk. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it was like it was a dream. Yeah, occasionally have it about the United Cane Empire.
Uh-huh.
And there was a secessionist group. It was Mojovania, which is like this province that's always seeking to cause trouble.
Okay.
Oh,
And
interesting.
yeah, and then the dream ended with an assassination attempt on me. So we'll have
Ooh,
to see how it turns out.
that's not good.
No, it's not
That
good.
what it is most likely, it's a reborn.
There you go.
It's a change that is coming your way and you're reborn. You're being
I'll take that.
reborn.
That's better than being violently murdered.
No, yeah, no, that's the old you that is
Oh,
being murdered.
well,
And now
good.
the new you is coming.
So you're talking literally.
Maybe
She's
that's
talking
why I have two
figuratively.
sides.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, who are you people?
Oh, hi, I'm Sandra Morales Kane. Welcome.
I don't have to tell you who I am.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy that thinks he's so important when he has a picture behind him of himself?
That's
Who
a
are you?
technical glitch.
So who are you? Let the people know. Let the people.
Maurice Kane.
People. And I'm Michael.
In fact, don't we have our names usually underneath?
Yes. So you could. This is for people that are listening as well, because we have a podcast part where they're just listening and not watching, and then we have a YouTube, the video, who is watching and listening.
Thank you for explaining that.
So let's do
helpful.
this again. Which one? Which one?
Oh,
one means you have more confidence than the other. Maybe
You
this
guys
is one.
are silly.
That
how
one.
many
Look at it.
magnifying glasses do you have?
Actually, they're from our mother, who had several of them. So
I thought all those were given to the Goodwill or tossed in a landfill.
yeah, most of them were. I just kept maybe 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them.
The most valuable ones.
Well, I don't know about that. I just one.
You had them appraised.
Yeah, praised. Yeah. So anyway,
It's necessity. It's called necessity. We need it once in a while.
You can't read without them.
Actually, I have one bigger than this. It belonged to our father. It's a whole page. I gave it to him as a gift, and he never used it. He used it once in front of me and said, "Well, you could take that and put it where you want to put it." But it was like a whole page.
As a joke?
No, he needed one, but it was just too big. It was literally, like that. It was like if you were to open a book up from width to width, you could put the thing on top of a book. It would give you both side pages at the same time.
Oh, actually, I could see how that was practical.
Yeah, but who wants to? You turn a page or a newspaper, and then you have to angle it and hold it, or put it on your lap some kind of way. It was. I can see it being cumbersome sometimes. It's good for a one-off. You just have to do it once. But if you're reading through and flipping, it wears off. It wears off.
You need a servant.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It sounds good in theory. It sounds good in theory. That's why you do books on tape. It's not tape anymore.
There you go.
It's streaming now. Remember Talking Book World?
Well, they still have the Audible books.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they have it. Yes.
In
Yes.
fact, that's a thriving market.
Yeah, I know. I know. Thank you for sharing.
You
So,
should do one and use like a very thick Arabic accent.
okay. You always go into what our mother would call fool territory.
Oh, you
But
started it. You spent 20 minutes looking for your water.
so, yeah, yeah, okay.
But anyway,
But anyway,
So,
so let's talk about something of relevance.
Black
Uh
Adam.
Black Adam. You're another one.
oh, I love that Black
Oh,
Adam.
I had to hear one too.
You're
Thanks for
one
the no one.
too. Yeah, you're Black Adam too, you know.
Thanks for the no one.
Yeah.
Come
So
over
You
here. Come over
guys.
here and say that.
yeah. Wait, step aside so I can punch your picture in from behind you. Which again,
Which one is the real me?
yeah.
Shoot him! No, shoot him!
Mm,
You know how like they would do it on science fiction. You know where they're the good and the evil
yeah,
versions. No,
yeah,
shoot him! No, I'm the real Kirk.
yeah. What's that stooge that his hair was apart and whatever, like left or
Shemp?
right?
Was it
No,
Shemp?
no, wasn't it Larry? Or am I making it up?
Yeah, Larry had the horizontal. He had the bozo hair.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, exactly.
now move aside and see if there's similarities, because my whole point was your picture behind you kind of reminded me of him.
Okay,
No, you guys, come on.
so I thought you were being serious with that.
I'm the referee here.
I know you're the referee. You're the diplomat, Sandra.
It's called
Man,
the Black Larry.
Black Larry.
Black Larry.
Speaking of which, on the way home, I was listening to
Mhm.
some classic NWA, kind of relaxing on the freeway.
Okay. Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Like NWA, WA. But anyway, Black Adam. So I guess, are we gonna have spoiler alerts for those people that may
No, they should have seen it by now.
you had 3 days, huh?
Yeah.
3 days to see
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
They
when did
got
it come out?
movies.
Friday? Came out Friday. So
Yeah,
Friday,
right.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, they had 5 days plus the day, 6. So
If you really
two,
cared, you would have seen it by now.
yeah. So anyway, we saw it a couple days ago.
I saw the
Monday. We
day
saw it
before.
Monday.
I
Huh?
saw it Friday.
You saw it on the day it came out, yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so anyway, it was the same movie, I imagine, if you saw it the day it came out or 5 days later, right?
Well, actually, if you saw it on opening day, it was better.
Okay. But anyway,
I'm
so
just kidding.
the Black Adam, oh wow, another superhero from the DC universe, right?
That's right.
So, well, we don't want to give away the whole movie, but the story is he received his powers from the wizards or whatever you call them.
Technically, in the comics, it was the same wizard that empowered the original Captain Marvel.
Okay, that's
who
why
is
they said
now known as
Shazam.
Shazam.
That's why they said Shazam. I thought that was unique when it had the lightning bolt symbol and it said it had to say Shazam to wake him or to put him back as a normal human being. And so that, you know, the movie itself is a battle between good and evil,
Uh-oh, you gave it away.
but
Spoiler alert.
but sometimes, well, dealing with Black Adam, one can say he was an anti-hero and initially a villain.
Yes, he was.
So that was interesting. You know what? If you got locked away for 5,000 years, wouldn't you be pissed off somewhat?
I'm pissed off now.
You know, even if nothing else happened to you, you just were locked away for 5,000 years and people were trying to kill you when you appeared. I mean, the very first second.
I
Yeah.
think that
Let's have him talk.
not only that, but he was the father of the boy that they killed. So I will be upset, outrageous, just to wake up and see that they have taken my son and my wife. So that was something that I think that it was really, really good after he explained that in reality they mistaken him
For his
for being
son.
the son. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it
They had
was
a statue and an image that they thought was him. But
the
yeah, but
savior.
but he received the powers. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
But you know what's interesting?
Uh-huh.
That was interesting dance. Is it, you call it dancing? Is that what
Head
you're doing?
dancing.
I thought you were having a seizure. Okay. No. But, so I was gonna say, Sandra, get him help. You know, I can't
So
let my
anyway,
brother die.
Where's the water? Let me
Where's the water? That's what. See, that was the foreshadowing. He needed water. He was dehydrated and caused a short circuit in his brain.
yeah, see the water, see the water.
I need water.
I need water. I'll drink it for everyone.
Oh, that's kind of. We were taught that if we had water, we should share it. But sometimes those lessons from our elders are lost by our arrogance and assumptions. But enough about Michael.
So about Black Adams, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of action and everything. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was gonna like it that much, but it was really good.
Why did you think you were gonna like it? Yeah, we had the same thought. Yeah, why?
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't hear that much about it. You know, like we've been listening about Avatar. You know, and we know already there's prior movies. So, you know, this one I was like, okay, what is it about? And I don't have that much of the knowledge that Maurice has about, you know, comics. So I didn't have no knowledge about
well, who
Black Adam.
does? Who has that knowledge? Who?
Oh, thank you.
Who amongst us shall step forward?
Me. I'll be your champion. But you know what's interesting? All right, these are some of the distinctions between the theatrical release of the Black Adam motion picture starring Dwayne Johnson, who I still refer to as The Rock, from the days of WWE and WWF. Black
Hercules,
Adam,
Hercules,
which is actually one of the beings that empowers his counterpart, the original Captain Marvel, now known as Shazam. When Black Adam was first introduced in the Marvel Family #1 in 1945, he was a supervillain and he was a nemesis of the original Captain Marvel, aka Billy Batson, and now known as Shazam. And it wasn't DC back then, it was Fawcett Comics, which was a rival of Timely, which eventually became Atlas and now is Marvel, and DC, which is named that because of Detective Comics, the comic book that introduced Batman. And so DC is an abbreviation of Detective Comics. But Fawcett Comics was its own publisher. And they needed adversaries for Captain Marvel. And so they devised his counterpart. And it was an ancient Egyptian. That's already a distinction because they use the fictional country of Kahndaq in the movie, and later also in the comics, decades after Black Adam was first introduced. And he was given the same power. He was supposed to be the champion of Shazam. And it was all set in ancient pharaonic Egypt. But he became power hungry and megalomaniacal, and he decided that with his mighty abilities, that he should rule the entire planet. So he usurped and assassinated the pharaoh and assumed the throne of Egypt. And because of that, and the association of black, quote unquote, with malevolence, Shazam, the wizard, renamed 10th Adam Black Adam, and then banished him to the most distant star in the universe.
Oh.
And then he spends, and this is an important number because it's apparent in the film as well. Black Adam then spends the next 5,000 years flying back to Earth. He makes it back in 1945, which was then contemporary with the publication of these comic books.
So in the comic books, he's literally flying through the universe and solar systems to get back to Earth the whole 5,000 years.
Exactly. That's how far away he was banished.
Wow.
What gave them the power to be able to put him that far out?
Shazam did it. You know,
I mean, what was the
That's-
process that Shazam put him out?
Oh, basically, you know, he just kind of utilized his mystical sorceress magical abilities and just
Okay.
thrust him at hyper speed through galaxy after galaxy after galaxy.
Wow, that's
And
interesting.
in the reboot of Shazam that's coming out, the next installment actually is coming out. We just saw the trailer for it when we saw Black Adam, and similar to what they did with the Hulk in the Marvel universe, they dumbed him down, dumbed the strength and the abilities down
Yes.
from the original intent of the comic books.
Oh yeah. Yeah. For some reason, the studios and the suits,
Mhm.
they always want the characters to be more vulnerable.
Mm.
Well, no, they want the good guy characters to be more vulnerable.
But you know,
the
sometimes they
bad evil,
even do that with villains.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, but and so when Black Adam returned to Earth, he encountered Captain Marvel Jr., and Mary Marvel. And
Mm.
so eventually, you know, with the assistance of the wizard Shazam, the three Marvels are able to defeat Black Adam. But it was difficult because he was planning to kill them all. And then
Oh.
Uncle Marvel freed them from their imprisonment when Black Adam tied up both Billy, who's, you know, Captain Marvel, and Freddie Freeman, who is Captain Marvel Jr. Now, Uncle Marvel was just a chubby elderly man who didn't have any powers, but he dressed up like them.
Oh.
That's interesting.
So it was different than the movie then.
Yeah, yeah, because
Oh, I see.
over time,
Mhm.
Black Adam in the comic books has become, if not a hero per se, at least an anti-hero, who has actually been a member at different times of the Justice Society of America and the Justice League of America.
Hmm.
But he's also been in supervillain groups as well. So he's kind of covered all the bases.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how did you like it? Did you like the version, you know, this movie, or?
I did, actually. I thought they did an excellent job with it. And I thought that Michael's favorite actor, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, did a superb job. And, you know, of course, what I was really looking forward to was probably Pierce Brosnan's portrayal of Dr. Fate, who I always enjoyed as a
I think I was
character.
talking to Sandra about it, and my opinion is talking about dumbed down strength and power. That's what they did to Dr. Fate. It seemed more weaker than I expected.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know,
he basically he kind of, you know, Black Adam kind of whipped all of them, and it was, oh, he just whipped us, and that's it. Okay.
but you know, I expected that in part just because of the name of the film,
Yeah.
Black Adam. So you almost have what's called plot armor. Like, for the most part, if the movie has Batman in the title, who's going to be dominant?
Yeah, but in this case, I think the white flag went up too fast, specifically with Dr. Fate. Even Hawkman and the other ones wanted to still fight, but
Mhm.
he was like, damn it, he whipped us and we can't beat him.
Yeah.
And I just thought early capitulation, just it was,
No,
and
I agree. I agree. I think
yeah, yeah.
that I think in order to really emphasize the role of Black Adam as the champion of Kahndaq, that to some extent they weakened Dr. Fate, because on his own, with the helmet of Naboo, he would be able to imprison and banish Black Adam himself.
Yeah, because they even said in the film, Dr. Fate has a power of a god, which he does.
You're
I
right.
mean, literally the power of a god. And
Man.
and it's like he just didn't live up to that his the definition of who he is. I mean, in the film, it just, they even said in the film, he has the power of a god, but we didn't see that during the 2 hours of the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
If you have the power of a god, you're gonna kick some ass. I mean, you're gonna,
So, and he's
yeah.
That's
gone
true.
then, so he's not coming back.
Well, there, if it's anything like comic books, they kill off characters and they resurrect them.
Yeah.
And
I
so this
was,
may not be the end.
yeah, I was thinking it was more like Pierce Brosnan. He has so many film and TV projects. He's still high in demand after his James Bond thing. That it was more not just the character Dr. Fate. It was more so Pierce Brosnan. I may not be interested in the next installment here, because I'm
Right.
busy, and so kill me off,
Yeah.
And to me, that was a light kill because he did what Thor's father did, and just vaporize it. Well, I think that happened in Star Wars too, where they just basically oops, and they
Yeah.
just fade away into the sky.
Yeah.
And
And
but they're really still alive in a technical sense.
and arguably it was even worse when Odin was annihilated in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because he would be more powerful than nearly any other character, heroic or villainous, including Thanos.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know to some extent to have a strong an antagonist, because I know they said that the protagonist, the hero, is only as strong as the villain. So if your villains are all, you could beat their butts and whip their just whip them each time with just a thought, then who wants to go see that movie?
Exactly. And in fact, that's
Yeah.
really the genesis of Black Adam to begin with, as a nemesis of the original Captain Marvel, because he was basically the polar opposite, even though they were similarly powered, and both of them saying Shazam would transform from their ordinary mortal selves into
Godlike.
godlike beings. Exactly.
Yeah.
And in fact, since DC acquired all the Fawcett properties in the early 70s, you've had a number of battles and team ups of Superman and Captain Marvel / Shazam and Black Adam and the Martian Manhunter, which has always been DC, but of comparable superhuman strength.
Yeah, that character was in Supergirl on TV, right? The WB.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And remember the Snyder
Martian
version.
Manhunter. Yeah.
Exactly. And the Snyder version of
Mhm.
the Justice League movie, because
Mhm.
that was cut out of the original movie, the Martian Manhunter. Did you see that
Okay.
version?
No,
Mhm.
no, we didn't.
Oh, okay. You should.
Yeah, I want to see it. Yeah, we saw the Justice League, Sandra, but we didn't see the it was 2 versions. We didn't see the other version that didn't make it, basically.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. There
Yeah.
was a version that was longer, and then they and it involved Snyder, who was the original director, leaving for very serious personal reasons.
Yeah, his
And
daughter died or something like that. Wasn't his daughter
yes,
committed suicide or something? Was it
yes,
suicide? Yeah.
yes. And Joss
Oh, excuse
Whedon,
me.
yeah, and Joss Whedon came in and finished it. And there was, changes that were made.
Yeah, he's the Buffy the Vampire and Slayer and Angel and
Dollhouse.
the other things. Yeah, Sandra has been coming in when I'm watching Angel. Well, he's the director of those, a superhero vampire and Vampire Slayer, two separate shows, and same one that
Yeah,
did Justice League.
and he's no
So
longer that as popular as he used to be because, of the,
of his harassment, him harassing and being a bully or something. Yeah.
yes,
Really?
yeah. Once you could get away with that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm
So
talking to you, high school classmates. But now you can't.
mm,
I'm talking to you, calling you
yeah.
out.
Yeah, me too, you punks.
Yeah,
Yeah. Try to do that.
Exactly.
Try to do that now.
exactly.
See what happens.
That's right. We would say Shazam. But
Raising the cane to be wumping up
look, I say Shazam. See, boom. I held down the lightning so it wouldn't burn out my batteries and
Mhm.
electricity here.
So
But
anyway,
yeah, but and Dr. Fate has also been represented on Legends of Tomorrow and Smallville.
okay.
And he's currently dead on Stargirl, which I'm always trying to get you to watch.
Oh, yeah, we
Currently on
stopped,
season
huh?
3.
Oh, really? Season 3?
Yeah. But
We
now,
s- we stopped watching it, huh?
What streaming service is Stargirl on?
it's on Channel
I-
5.
Oh, none. Channel 5 Stargirl. We didn't watch Stargirl.
I was trying to
Isn't
get
that
you to
the
watch
one
it.
that isn't that the girl that it's a little it's a 15-year-old that gets, oh no, that's like a marble.
I mean, you
No,
may
it's
be talking
DC.
about
It's DC.
Fire Girl, which is uh oh, that's something else. I think you're referring to
Something.
another
Oh,
program.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't think we watched Channel 5, the WB. I don't.
Okay.
All right. Well, Stargirl is a high school student, and when her mother remarries, the family relocates to Blue Valley, Nebraska.
Mm.
She discovers that her stepfather is the sidekick of this superhero who was in the Justice Society of America.
Oh.
Mm.
And she, through hook and by crook, discovers the Justice Society's headquarters, which is cobwebbed and in terrible condition.
Because wasn't the Justice Society basically World War II Nazi airtime?
Yes, but they continued to the present era. Basically, the Justice Society of America is the oldest mainstream American superhero team around.
But those
And they did,
superheroes weren't immortal, though, right? I mean, they died. I mean, they're not 100 years old, still fighting, right?
some of them are, and it's because of exposure to certain mystical energies, and some of them have inherent abilities, like Dr. Fate, for example.
Mm.
And then the Spectre that I told you about, the Spectre is the spirit that of this former police detective, Jim Corrigan. He was resurrected by God and given near omnipotence.
Wow.
And so he was a charter member of the Justice Society in the comic books.
Well, I
And you don't really
imagine,
see,
yeah. Go ahead.
and you don't really see the Spectre too often in any other medium because he's just so powerful.
Yeah,
You know?
he's a ghost that has the power of God. I mean, how can you beat that?
It's difficult. It's kind of
Yeah,
difficult. Yeah.
man. Yeah, he has to win each time.
Although, they're able to kind of create situations where, like the spear of destiny,
Yeah.
Oh,
for example, that was used to pierce the body of Jesus on the cross.
Mm.
So that can be used to counteract the specter.
mm,
And then there's other forces that are demonic in nature that are sometimes sufficiently powerful to pose a threat. Um, and,
Yeah,
and,
I
and
think they covered the Spear of Destiny in one of the Legions of Tomorrow episodes. Yeah.
yes,
mhm.
We saw
Yeah,
that. We saw
you're right.
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that came in because people always say, well, the Justice Society is so powerful. How come they don't just annihilate Hitler and Mussolini? So they had to come up with an idea that Hitler gained possession of it. And so that would be the one weapon that could take all of them out. So
Mm.
that kind of limited where they could go. Um,
Mm.
of course, that was DC. In Marvel, basically the original Human Torch burned Hitler to death.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Mm.
so good for you. I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will not dispute that.
To get some of them family members too. Was part of it. I bet you their names aren't the same anymore, huh?
No,
Mm.
I know. Oh, you should watch Guillermo del Toro's series Cabinets of Curiosity
Ah,
on Netflix.
Okay, Guillermo del Toro. Okay.
He did Pan's Labyrinth and some other movies.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great director, and he specializes in uh, supernatural
Mm-hmm.
and fantastic themed works.
mm.
Okay.
And in fact, he also did that movie Shape of Water, rather.
Didn't see that.
Yeah, and then Nightmare Alley. He did
Ah,
the 2004 Hellboy.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hellboy. Yeah.
yeah. And
yeah.
So
and then
anyway.
Guillermo del Toro.
yeah, he was born in Guadalajara, Mexico.
Mm, interesting.
I think I've seen
I'll
most
do
of
that.
his films. I didn't see
So
Pinocchio because that's coming out this year.
they always do Pinocchio every few years, don't they? Some version of it, like Cinderella. Like
Yeah,
Cinderella, he can't die.
I know. They should have a team up, Pinocchio and Cinderella.
You know, I isn't it kind of over when he turns from wood to being human boy? Isn't it like the story just over?
Basically. But they keep remaking it. Remember, like all the different versions of Spider-Man, where they kept
Yeah.
killing off his Uncle Ben.
Mm.
Stop killing Uncle Ben, man.
Yeah.
Can't have their rights no more.
Oh, that's racist.
No.
I'm just kidding.
But anyway, I love that rice.
That's, you know, next, I guess the only rice I prefer is probably what's that one? Rice-A-Roni?
Yeah.
Oh, rice
That's
and
Sand
roni.
that's Sandra's specialty. She knows how to tweak it.
Oh yeah.
She tweaks it and adds a special sauce to it.
Oh good. Well, I'm a fan of Rice-A-Roni. The
Yeah,
San Fran.
our mother used to cook that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rice-A-Roni.
The
Oh, I
San
love rice and
Francisco cream.
roni.
Yeah. So anyway,
You guys.
are you having a seizure?
The same kind you had.
Yeah.
No,
Moving on,
brothers.
not to mention, yeah, well, but Veterans Day, November 11th.
Oh, yes.
What's happening?
Who? Wakanda forever. Hoo, 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 hoo.
I know. You sound like a gorilla. Sound
That's
like
what they do. Don't they? Like,
I didn't know they made that kind of sound.
yeah, you missed the only previous movie then. That was actually in it. That was actually in the movie when they were
I
doing
saw
it.
that.
You like that's when
I
you
saw
went to
that
the
movie.
restroom when they went.
No.
Hey, hoo, hoo. So you went
I
with your
watched
friend.
it.
He said, "Did you miss anything? You just missed this, huh?" Hoo, 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 hoo.
Oh yeah, that's a key point. If that's all I missed, I think I'm in
So-
good shape.
But anyway,
I can wait.
we'll
That
see.
I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to watch that one.
Like
Yeah, that's
basically
a good one.
2 weeks coming, and we're gonna see Wakanda forever. So real, it's real sad at the same time that Chadman Boseman didn't realize a few of those
What happened to him?
installments.
But
So
he's not
what?
around anymore?
He died.
I know.
Man, that was tasteless. But anyway,
I know.
um,
But you know something, they should have recast it though.
so anyway, but yeah, in a serious note, it's sad that he didn't wasn't able to do at least 2 or 3 more installments of it. But I because when he showed up in the Avengers, man, it just he just melded in with the rest of the heroes and stuff. And so
I
it would have
love
so
been,
it.
many.
Yeah.
and he was powerful acting
Mhm.
in the only installment, the first one. And wow, it was powerful. So I'm sure they're gonna the second one's gonna be good. We're all waiting for it. And I don't think you can compare it apples to apples to the first one, because he's only in one, and you can never really replace somebody that's part of the structure of the story. I don't think, and I know there's going to be a lot of haters out there saying, well, it wasn't like I just don't think you could do it, because someone else is going to play the lead character, whatever you call them. They're not called the Panther or whatever. They're going to be called something. They're going to be the main hero,
Yes.
or Shiro.
Shiro.
And
You
so,
don't have to be a Shiro.
well, that wasn't a hope. Well, sorry, you took that as an open door to display some degree of talent.
Well,
But
you were doing like the whoo whoo whoo.
so, but anyway,
Okay.
Well, you know what's interesting. Other than this is going to be one of those quotes from the Wakanda. I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything? That's going to be very popular. I'm not going to say it myself. I would be say change it to a king, but you know.
Okay. Okay. I thought you were going in a different direction here for a moment. Okay. But anyway, so Wakanda Forever, 2 weeks, and really just can't wait to see it. And of course, December,
Avatar.
Avatar, The Way of the Water. Here we go again.
Yeah.
Way of the Water.
But okay, riddle me this. What is the capital city of the Kingdom of Wakanda?
The capital city?
Yes.
Man, can at least have some music on? Some Jeopardy theme?
Da 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 da.
Man, let's see.
Dun, dun, dun,
And by the
dun,
way,
dun,
why are you
dun.
asking us?
Why not? Who else is on the show?
Do we look like your stooge, Larry?
Let's see.
I'm sorry, Black Larry.
Black Larry. Black Larry. Is that better than being Black Mo? Because They call me Mo for short, Maurice.
Mow for short.
Yeah.
Mow the lawn.
No.
Okay.
Mo upside your head. You give up?
Burning Sana.
Oh, you looked it up. You looked it up. Uh-oh. Correct.
Bernice Sana. Thank you. Yes, it. You're right.
That's right. You're right. You're right.
Bernice Sana.
You win the grand. Now you win a whole case of vibranium.
Okay.
Hey, I'll take it.
You'll take it. Actually, I would take some vibranium. It's also known as the Golden City.
Like the Golden State or the Golden City, huh?
Or like Pacoima.
Okay. Hey, you're just full of cheer today, aren't you?
A shout out to Pacoima.
Yeah. So anyway, do you feel better now that it was stated the city of Wakanda?
Of Wakanda.
Yes.
Did you have a point or a purpose for that, or
That was just a random fact that's relevant to Wakanda, which you were talking about.
Okay.
Evacuate the city, engage all defenses, and get this man a shield. That was a line of T'Challa to his sister Shuri.
Okay.
Burning Sana. That's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And in the comics, Shuri actually became a substitute Black Panther.
Oh, really? In the comics?
Yeah. And she has had her own comic book series.
Okay. So interesting. But I know there's a lot of debate or anticipation that they would naturally pick her to be the heir to the Black Panther. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Two more weeks. Now we encourage you, the listeners and viewers, to see it within 1 week of that. Otherwise, we're going to spoil that one too.
We're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about that one too. So
Right.
we need to see it by the 11th, 7 day, November 18th. Need to see it.
That's your homework.
Before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Before
And
Thanksgiving.
if you don't, then it's your problem.
Yeah. You can tell all your friends, all about it without watching it.
Exactly. I am
Yeah.
Groot.
I am Groot. That's something they made him a little baby to start all over.
That's
But
so they
anyway.
can sell dolls and toys.
I know it's we saw we saw some. I saw one wherever we were, a little doll. I don't know. It's expensive, I think, too, man.
Well, of course. Well, remember Disney owns it, so it's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everything they touch turns into platinum.
Yeah. We do own Disney stock too, just to let you know.
I'm very pro Disney, in case they're listening. I don't want to be canceled like Kanye.
So anyway.
Kanye he showed up at the Skechers corporate headquarters and was escorted out, and they announced that he came unannounced and uninvited.
Oh my goodness.
So
that's embarrassing.
So I don't think we'll be interviewing him on the next installment of Raising the Cane after all.
Or a lot of other people, the way you're talking. We should just eliminate a bunch of folks when you talk. We'd like to help you, Mike, but your brother.
Sorry. He's radioactive. He's too controversial.
Yeah.
Because I actually got into trouble with some people because I was opposed to murder. So I'm not invited to any Al Qaeda functions any longer.
Okay.
Their loss.
So anyway, let's talk about moving from the movies to a little bit without being on this topic for 40 minutes. Just a disclaimer here or a request, please. Some politics in terms of bad behavior of the LA City, some of the LA City Council
Oh.
people, especially the president and council member Martinez,
Martinez.
Nuri Martinez, and Gil de Cedillo and Kevin De Leon, and then the Labor Federation president, Ron Herrera, I believe. So 2 of them quit, rightfully so. But what did they quit for? So for those who don't know, maybe don't, they were caught on
Tape.
audio back in October 2021, and just came out that they were saying racist things about different ethnic groups. They left no stone unturned about groups. Of course, they talked about blacks, and they talked about other Hispanics, and they talked about Native Americans,
Armenians.
Armenians. They
Paul Hawkins.
and so they
Wow, so different, not just
and so they just hit everyone, and their conversation was about expanding their power, essentially, in their lines, which, every few years is called redistricting, and there's apparent winners and losers. And if they redistrict and expand your territory, then you get more votes, more money, more funding. And if they restrict your geographic territory, then you may lose out on some funding and plans and sections of what used to be part of your constituents. And I think Congresswoman Maxine Waters, I was reading, she lost Westchester, Playa del Rey, and some other areas. So at a congressional level, she said goodbye to them after many years of having Westchester, Playa del Rey, and a couple other parts of the cities. And so it's understandable, you'd be upset if it impacts your goal or your purpose for your area. So but to say racial comments and as a matter of common discussion, that's just inappropriate, and doing
unethical.
it because you represent, when you got voted in, you represent everyone that lives in your district.
Exactly.
Not just so if
It's
I'm
supposed
black,
to be that way.
Yeah, I mean, if you're whatever your ethnicity, if that's fine. You could be proud of who you are, but not at the detriment of other people.
Exactly.
Right.
So go ahead.
But I think American politics has taken this direction of identity politics and ethno-nationalistic chauvinism to a very terrifying extreme, where instead of recognizing and emphasizing the common concerns and issues and values of the electorate, they want to engage in what Stalin did at the end of World War II, when he eventually absorbed several Eastern and Central European countries into the periphery of the Soviet Empire. And in that, he started dividing the segments of the population from each other. And I think American politicians, from city council level to county boards of supervisor to the United States Congress, have engaged in those tactics for too long. And usually, though, when they do it, they don't have somebody surreptitiously tape recording them. See, that was the downfall here, because as Michael indicated, it took over a year for this to be released, and they still don't know who's responsible. In fact, Herrera's labor union is indicated some investigation to find out who, and that's the Los Angeles County Federation of Labor. And the person who resigned, of course, was the president, Ron Herrera, who was in that October 9th, well, it was released October 29th, 2022, but it was a year earlier.
Yeah, I wonder
when
why whoever did that waited almost a year to release it. Maybe they were going back and forth in their mind of the ramifications that if they were discovered, maybe they were just fearful. I don't know. But obviously
Or
it was illegal to do that. But go ahead, Sandra.
yeah,
uh, or it's revenge, maybe something that they did to that person.
that's
I
possible.
mean, it could be that he didn't like the way that he or she, whoever did it, that didn't like it and decided, okay, I'm gonna turn them in.
Exactly.
But
You
I
never
don't
Exactly.
know.
see, yeah, I don't see how, I think, wasn't it, I don't know if I'm making this up, that it was posted on Reddit at first.
In effect, it was leaked anonymously onto Reddit. That's correct. On
Right.
September 19th of this year.
Now, how can
Mm.
Reddit not backtrack and find out who this was?
Well, the way it was described is that it was anonymously leaked, but it may also be a situation that they don't want to discourage future scoops. So it's like reporters not wanting to reveal their sources.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And,
because I
and
don't, yeah, because they have an IP address. As soon as you establish an account and you do it through an account, it's a paper trail, so to speak.
you're right. And you can
So
track people down. Although,
yeah,
some of those persons and entities that are very expert with the cyber espionage and hacking, they can disguise the sources of certain communications.
Mm-hmm.
And, especially like those folks in North Korea and People's Republic of China and the Russian Federation, who, you know, why do you always have to deal with, bother us? Why don't you just oppress your own people? I mean, you always had to mess with Americans too. And then when we do something, oh, Uncle Sam is being imperialistic. Well,
yeah,
watch out.
I've been
Mm-hmm.
reading a lot of folks with this thing with Russia and Ukraine, basically saying it's Ukraine's fault for blowing up one of their bridges. So now you elevated it, which
Ridiculous.
escalated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
it's a lot of foolish talk
Mm-hmm.
and people on these social media sites giving, well, they deserve it. Yeah, they deserve having their uh, uh, schools and hospitals blown up, right? Stupid fools, idiots. It's just
Yeah,
really
Yeah,
just
yeah,
idiotic, stupid stuff. And
it is.
everybody has a right to their opinion, but anyone believes that someone that their own country believes in another country just taking over another country, that is just wrong.
definitely.
And
Yeah.
now, but what they are truthful in is the comparisons with uh, Great Britain, the United Kingdom, how they basically like the Roman Empire taking over all these countries and stuff. Well, that was wrong too. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
taking over a whole list of 100 countries or whatever it was.
Well,
And that, it's just, no, it's just, you can't have it both ways. Yeah, you just taking over Scotland, Ireland, India, and Canada, and whatever, and all the other host of countries. I don't think that was right too. But
oh, son of
yeah,
radical, Michael.
yeah, it's like, no, you can't have it both ways. You can't approve one group taking over other countries and their freedoms versus
Mm-hmm.
another group. And
Exactly.
it's just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And
Does that mean the Raising the Cane forces will have to withdraw from Liechtenstein now? Because
Gesundheit. But
this is
anyway,
bless you.
anyway,
Bless you. Uh-oh. That's not meant to offend our Liechtenstein listeners.
mm, but anyway, we
So
fight for you, your rights, your freedom. We fight for you.
Are you at Larry H. Parker? So,
Yeah. So at any rate,
but
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 it,
let's go ahead, Sandra. You
no,
something?
isn't that yesterday we were listening to this news? It was in a news media. This guy that was saying very you know, comments about Ukrainian kids, and I think he was Russian, right?
He was a Russian broadcaster, personality host, and he was allegedly fired as a Russian on their state radio or TV for saying that the Ukrainian children should be drowned and blown up. But do you really believe he got fired? Yeah, they're trying to show some degree of sympathy since they can't win their war that they created. So now they're trying to say, look, we don't want to destroy the kids of Ukraine and this. Yes, you are. You're killing them when you shoot and blow up hospitals
schools,
and
hospitals.
schools.
Yeah.
And so in neighborhoods, you killed a whole bunch of kids already, you evil bastards.
You know something,
So
and they're killing people
yeah,
directly too. So it's
yeah,
not just the
yeah.
missile.
They're just walking up and shooting people in the
Yeah,
head.
they're shooting people, and that, to
So
me, that's even more personal. Even though obviously missiles can annihilate or slaughter more people at one time, it seems to me that if you actually approach another human being who is unarmed and a non-combatant, and you just
Yeah.
shoot them, and there's many instances of Russian soldiers doing that since the February 24th invasion this year.
mhm.
I mean, some of, it's anecdotal, but it's all important and it's all cumulative and it's all war crimes. Like there was this elderly man who was riding a bicycle and they just gunned him down in the street.
That's
And
evil.
yeah, it's totally evil. And then
Mhm.
of course the rapes and the molestations and torture of people who um may be in positions of power, like they may be mayors or elected officials in some of the Ukrainian towns and villages, but some of them are just people who uh, didn't genuflect or bend the knee and embrace the occupiers. You know, nobody wants to be ruled by hostile foreign soldiers. I mean,
No, definitely.
I would love to wake up one day and then on the news they said, you know, it's over and Russia has been decimated,
Defeated.
not just defeated, but
yeah,
decimated,
yeah.
absolute destroyed, and along with their president with it. And it would be nice that if someone could just absolutely end this.
Well,
Um,
apparently, and I think it's been well covered in the mass media, television, radio, print, and the internet, is that with the assistance of imported uh, drones and uh, anti-aircraft systems and other weaponry from the United States and from uh, EU slash NATO member
Hmm.
countries, the Ukrainian armed forces, which actually um, are performing better than Putin and uh, his stooges and aiders and abettors in Moscow predicted, they are able to recapture some of the territory. And it's been a prolonged conflict because, well, it started in February. Now we're eight
October.
months into it. You know,
Hmm.
but a lot of it is the ideologies that are driving this hyper nationalistic expansionism. That basically the Ukrainians are not a real people, that they're just Russians who are misguided and misdirected, uh, that uh, essentially that they're not distinguishable from the Russian population. And you've got people who publish these books and articles and are promoting these similar belief systems. And Putin himself believed that the greatest catastrophe of the 20th century was the dissolution of the Soviet Union.
Hmm.
As a longtime KGB professional. You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna wrap it up.
I'm gonna wrap you up.
It's about that time. So, because Maurice has an early curfew, we have to adhere to that.
That's right, 'cause
That was the agreement of his sentencing.
the parole, that's the parole board. I
So,
was represented by Jennifer Walters.
at any rate, so at any rate, well,
She
at
had
any rate, I'm not going to ask you, Maurice, if you have anything last comments. You already made your last comments. So,
hey, freedom of
so
speech.
look at me when I'm talking to you, boy.
Look at me.
Look at me. It's
Look
like,
at
give me
me.
respect.
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Don't turn your back. Don't turn your back on me.
So, at any rate.
Oh, I turn my back and I'm still looking at you.
So,
So, so anyway, well, anyway, it's been a pleasure. We had a diversified conversation, a little dark conversation here and there.
It's always dark.
Dark, raising the cane. Well,
But
it's in our title, speaking our mind. We've done that. So
exactly. Hey, and I want to remind everybody to get your Powerball ticket. Oh no, it's too late.
it's
Sorry.
too late. Thank you. You're like an hour late. Thank you.
But if I win the $700 million jackpot,
oh, I forgot to buy.
Well, I
Well-
saw Maurice. I saw your text when I was out,
I was giving you a warning.
and
Heads
so
up.
I got mine.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
From Walmart. Got it at Walmart. They had this.
ah,
It's funny at Walmart. They had this huge lottery, uh, whatever machine. It was huge, and I said,
Uh-oh.
"Does that thing really work?" It says, "Well, yeah, we've been having problems with it, but
Uh-oh.
warning.
He got last week's ticket.
so
He's double checking the date. Did you
Double
see
so I'm
that?
not so
Look at the
it
date.
so he says you could use the barcode on the bottom to check if any of the numbers, whatever, but the numbers came out light. It says, well, that's all they could tell me. Well, the numbers are light. Well, I just put $20 in there.
Uh-oh.
It's like you can still tell, with a magnifying glass which numbers are which.
Well, we know you have at least two of them.
So I'm gonna use both of them, get the numbers, and so maybe we'll see what happens.
Maybe you should go to the ophthalmologist.
Actually, I'm going next month. So,
Uh-oh.
but
You wanna
anyway,
plug in?
so I imagine you got some tickets too, right?
Yeah. I was
So
gonna
you didn't.
say, if I win, I'll take you guys to Pollo Campero.
Oh, okay.
Well, why can't you buy us one, a Pollo Campero? You can just buy a
Only
franchise.
if he wins.
Yeah.
Just buy one,
Then
man.
we have to hire people, pay wages.
No, we buy an existing one.
Okay, if you win, we'll go to the place where it was created. We'll go to El Salvador and Guatemala.
Okay.
Go to the original one. Go to the
To the
original one.
original one, yes.
The old school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Hey, by the way,
yeah.
and I just want to say I don't get reimbursed by Pollo Campero at all, but they opened up a new one in Covina.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Good for
We
you
can
too.
go. Yeah,
for
we can
you.
go.
That's where I'm gonna take my brother for his birthday next year.
Okay.
You can supersize it.
Thank you.
Mm.
You could, well, maybe we can go by for Christmas.
I
Yeah,
want
that'd
to
be a
try it.
present.
The one that we tried in LA is not the same taste that we have in El Salvador.
No.
No, it is. I mean, back home is very unique. So I'm going to try the one in Covina and we'll see.
I've been to the one in San Bernardino. I haven't had any of the food from any of the Central American branches. So maybe, I'm not speaking from a complete framework of knowledge, but I like the one in San Bernardino.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, I like the one in Compton when I was working in Compton. That's when I first saw it, and
Really?
And yeah, it was better than the one in Inglewood or LA that Maurice, we been to,
Yeah.
and then Sandra, we went to the one in Long Beach.
Oh, in
And
Long
No,
Beach
isn't
too?
that in LA, close to you, close
well, wasn't
to,
that was on the fringes of LA. It could still
yeah.
be part of it, but I think it may be another one of them little small cities next to LA.
Mm.
Um,
Like
I
Lakewood or
it could have
Bellflower?
been no, what's that other one? Name another city in LA close to it. Like Downey or
Downey.
oh God, it's some other ones. You know what, that could be LA, but I think that may be an
Oh, okay.
adjacent city.
Mm.
But LA
Okay.
like it's right on the border of LA if it wasn't
Close
LA.
to the airport and area. I don't know. I don't know that much the area. So, but yeah,
Well,
so
anyway, we'll have El
we'll go.
Pollo
Hmm.
Day
Yeah,
and
well,
test the different ones. But obviously, unless we go to Central America, we can never compare. So
Yeah, we have to go, actually.
yeah, let's do it. Hey, there's one in Anaheim.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where Michael works.
I didn't know there was. Yeah, thanks for sharing my business with everyone.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's at this is where it is in Anaheim. 1560 South Lewis Street.
Okay.
You can take
Yeah.
your managers there.
Glad I didn't give you my address. Thank you.
I can look that
But
up.
anyway, so let's continue this conversation at another date, another time,
Okay.
another space. As the
Okay.
listeners here listen to Pollo Campero talk. Okay, thank you.
Well,
So
we
we're gone.
we
Have a good
covered
one.
we
Yeah,
covered Black Adam,
yes,
Pollo
yes, yeah,
Capero.
yeah. Go. All right, hey, yeah. Thank you.
Do you want to sing a
Thank you.
song?
Yeah, it's called Goodbye.
Follow, I'm
So
gonna
to our
say
listeners,
follow the
again,
path of
until
Dusty's trail. Oh,
now
Dusty's
you just
trail,
alienated all the people that
Dusty's
like good
trail.
music too.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Yeah,
Both of
we'll
you.
get him his medicine and his pills. So it's been a pleasure. Until another time, this is Raising the Cane, speaking our mind. Out until later.
Go
Ciao.
USA.
Bye.
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 Bye.